So, what's going on, everybody? I dread of telling y'all this episode, but I feel like I need to let this all out because it's all fucking up my head, blowing my mind. You feel me? So my love life and career is in a parallel universe. I want to let y'all know this shit. You know, if I stumble over my words telling y'all this episode, it's probably because I'm still kind of traumatized by a lot of shit that I experienced. So I guess we're just gonna get right into it. So so I remember I get a phone call from Zendaya. I'm in the car. It's like it's like mid no, it's like 10 o'clock at night. And so she's like, David, we need to talk. I know you're probably busy. I know you're probably doing something. But I mean, you know the history between me and Tom, right? I'm like, yeah. I mean, yeah, of course we talked about it. So like, I mean, yes, we are friends and everything, but he came over here and he told me that he still had feelings for me and he asked to marry me. I said yes. I'm like, wait, you called me to tell me that you're engaged to Tom? It's like, yes, but let me tell you why I said yes, David. That doesn't mean that things change between us. I mean, you have two fucking wives, David. You're married to Jenna Ortega and that girl Tanera. I mean, like, you literally have a whole family with them. I mean, like, I'm never going to have you fully to myself. But I'm okay with that. And I learned to accept that. And that's why I said yes to Tom. He already knows about you getting me pregnant. So it's like, it's not like he can right away knock me up because I'm still pregnant with your babies. Haven't gave birth yet. So like he already knows all that stuff and he's okay with that. I just need you to understand. I'm like, look, Zendaya, why the fuck are you explaining this shit to me? Do whatever the fuck you want. It's like, David, you're taking it the wrong way. I'm like, I'm not taking it any damn. I'm like, I'm not taking it any damn way. It's like, but you. I'm like, Zendaya, I don't have time for this shit. You want to marry Tom? Marry Tom. So I hang up the phone or whatever. She called me back a few times, but I ain't answer the phone. So I remember Millie Bobby Brown wanted to talk to me, so I went straight over there to go talk to her. So she's like, David, I'm getting married. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, no, listen, don't fucking say what do you mean. I have took your abuse so long. You bringing all types of bitches on set, fucking doing whatever. I don't know what is wrong with you or why you could not see that I loved you. And I even broke up with my boyfriend to even just be with you. That's how serious I was about us. But you still did whatever the fuck you wanted to do. You still fucked up with bitches. You still brought girls on set. You didn't respect me at all. I'm not one of the girls that fucking cheated on you. I was actually there for you. I was all in. You are married to two girls that literally fucked around on you on numerous occasions. Yeah, so what? They birthed your fucking kids. Whoop de fucking do. That don't mean that you have to stay with them. I'm like, well, I have to stay with Tanera because of science. She's like, whatever. The point that I'm trying to make is, David, you have never showed me any fucking respect. And you know that you haven't. I mean, have you ever showed any girl some fucking courtesy? I mean, you just bring bitches around and just like, I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I show girls respect. She's like, oh, you do. So where was my respect at? All those times you brought all those girls to the set, different girls. I hope that you're serious with this girl, Lay. I hope you are. Because, David, if you're not serious with her, I feel very sorry for her. Because she seems like a really nice girl. I'm like, she is a nice girl, and I love that girl. It's like, you got her pregnant, David, and I hope you don't ruin her life or hurt her like you did me. I'm like, look, what the fuck are you talking about? It's like, you know what I'm talking about, David. Stop acting like you so fucking clueless. You know what? I'm engaged to my ex-boyfriend. We got back together. We're getting married. It's all over social media. And I wanted to tell you before you see it or somebody tell you. I didn't want you to see it on social media. I'm engaged, David. And he knows about you, getting me pregnant. He doesn't, it's too late to get an abortion, David. You will still be a father to these kids, but I cannot be in a relationship with you anymore. I can't do it. I'm like, okay. Well, I'll see you on set. It's like, David, we can still be friends. I'm like, I don't give a damn about that shit. Why the fuck do why do every girl say we can still be friends? Do you actually mean that shit? Every girl say that, but they don't. I was like, every girl say that, but they don't actually mean that shit. So no, I don't want to be your fucking friend. You have fun being engaged to this motherfucker. Anyway, I gotta go. She's like, David, I know that you're mad. I get it. But you know that this is the right decision. You know it is, David. Deep down in your heart, you know it's the right decision. I'm like, look, I don't know shit. Okay? I don't know what is what. I don't even give a fuck. You want to marry the nigga? Marry the nigga. You in love with him, right? It's like, I'm in love with you. But you couldn't see that. I'm like, It's like, the funny thing is I still love you, David. I still love you. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's why you engaged, huh? She's like, David, maybe this should wake you up to see how much I cared about you and all the shit that I took from you, all the abuse. I took a lot of fucking abuse from you. Not you beating on me verbally with your hands and shit physically, but you know what I mean, David. I'm tired of every time I turn around, you have a different girl on set. You just don't know how that makes me feel. I'm like, okay. All right, well, you know what? I'm glad that you've been honest. Congratulations for your engagement. It's like, David. So I leave out or whatever like that. And the dude was in the back of the room, like he was in the back of the room, but I didn't see him. He was in Millie Bobby Brown room. So I didn't see him and I just remember he comes out and he was like, so how did he take it? She was like, how do you think he took it? Not well. Not fucking well. So he's like, well, we're engaged. I mean, he got fucking wives. All them girls he be having sex with. He should be totally fine. She's like, you don't get it, do you? You just don't fucking get it. I still love him. Okay? Despite this engagement and this big announcement that everybody's talking about online, he is going to have to see this shit. And it's kind of like a slap in the face because people know that we used to date and that we were serious and exclusive. Not only that, he got me pregnant. So he like, yeah, but that don't mean he own your ass. Just because you having his babies don't mean he own your ass. She was like, you don't get it. You're not sympathetic. He's like, why the fuck should I be sympathetic to his ass? I don't fucking know him. And I don't care about no fucking David Sims. I'm not one of them groupie ass girls that's on his fucking dick. I don't give a fuck about him. Fuck him. So she was like, oh, you need to pump the brakes. Because first of all, despite what he do with girls, he is an amazing man. Despite all of the shit I said to him about females. He's an amazing man, and he is more than a man than you will ever be. So he's like, then why don't you fucking marry him? If he all this fucking of a man, he's all this manly shit that you saying, then why don't you fucking marry him? So she was like, you say that again and we won't be married. You say that again and I'll call this fucking engagement off. This will be the quickest that anybody called off a fucking engagement. You say that shit again. You keep testing me and watch. Nobody will be saying that we're getting married. So I suggest you just go back in the room and just leave me with my fucking thoughts right now. So I'm in the car, I'm just chilling, I'm thinking. My mind is kind of like racing now. Zendaya's engaged to Tom. Millie Bobby Brown is engaged. I guess they not taking my shit no more, huh? So I'm sitting there like, okay, they stepped up out of the box and moved on, huh? Funny thing, Zendaya kept calling my phone, and Millie Bobby Brown, they was both calling my phone, but I just was not answering that shit. So I'm like, I don't want to sit there and them talking to me about they fucking lovers. I don't want to hear that shit. So I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. So my future self from the future, I mean, like deep, deep in the future. That means that I was fully a god. That means that my transformation of being a full potential god, like all the way being a god, I was at my full potential. And so was Tanera too. But he came to save me. Now he didn't come to me right away, my future self. He came to my mansion where Tanera and Jenna Ortega was and stuff. So when he came there, Tanera was like, "Ooh, you look really, really cute. Why you look like a like one of them Dragon Ball Z characters?" So I'm gonna just say me because this is my future self. So I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna just say me. So I was like, look, Tanera, I'm not your husband. So she's like, what do you mean? You are my husband. You look different though, but you're my husband. So I'm like, no, no, Tanera, I'm not your husband. So she's like, what the fuck you mean? You standing right here, you my baby. So I'm like, Tanera, this is my wife. So she's like, wait, that's me. Why do I look like a Dragon Ball Z character? I mean, very pretty and stuff, but what the fuck is going on here? So she's like, look, this is me. I'm David. I am your husband, but I'm not your husband. I'm your husband from the future. I'm David from deep, deep in the future. This is him as a full potential God, and this is you as Mother Nature, as your full potential. Look, I came here because there is something serious that needs to happen. So she's like, well, what the fuck needs to happen? So I'm like, look, I think you need to sit down for this. Is that Jenna Ortega girl here? So she's like, yeah, but why does she need to hear it? So I'm like, because she needs to hear it. You need to get her. So she goes get Jenna Ortega. Jenna Ortega comes out. I'm like, look, for the last time, I am not your husband. Okay? Your husband is whatever the fuck he's doing right now outside. He's still gone, but I am him. I'm him, but deep in the future. So Tanera was like, who the fuck is that little kid? So I'm like, that's your husband as a little as a 8-year old, or he's 8 years old. So she's like, wait, hold on. That's my husband from him being 8 years old. So he's like, so I'm like, yeah, that's literally what I just fucking said. Yeah, that's me. Listen, I gotta get straight to it because I got a lot of damn stops to make. Your husband is in danger. She's like, what the fuck you mean? Nobody can kill him. So she's like, I'm like, true, nobody can kill your husband, but the person that wants to kill your husband can kill you. Which means that me and Tanera won't be married. This will never happen. This future will never happen if you get killed. If you get killed, or the kids, or y'all babies get killed, or Jenna, look, the person that's out to kill David, they know that they can't physically hurt David because of what he is. They know what he is. She's like, well, wait a fucking minute. Who the fuck want to kill David? Who want to kill my husband? So he's like, you might want to sit down for this. So Tanera like, I'm already sitting the fuck down. Just tell me who the fuck is it and what the fuck is going on. So he's like, my brother Jermaine and my sister Candace. So she's like, whoa, what? They want to kill their own baby brother? What the fuck? That's stupid. He gave them fucking millions. Why would they want to murder their own baby brother? So he like, because it's not them. So she like, what the fuck do you mean it's not them? What do you mean? So he like, look, I don't know how to say this shit to you, but there's a demon inside of Jermaine's body. That's not Jermaine. Yeah, it functions like Jermaine, it talks like Jermaine, but it's not Jermaine. Jermaine, the real Jermaine wouldn't leave the Nation of Islam. The real Jermaine wouldn't do half of the stuff that he's getting himself into. That's not the real Jermaine. His whole mission is to destroy David, everything that he cares about. And if he kills you, that means that this won't never happen. This future you're looking at will never will never happen. So Jenna was like, what? It was what? Why would Candace want to kill David? Okay, you said that there's a demon in Jermaine. That's pretty much explanatory. So what about Candace? So he was like, there is a female demon that's in Candace too. These demons are in the new Bible. They're all in. That actually they're in the old Bible as well. But these are dangerous demons that we're dealing with here. And these demons took over David's siblings' body. They're not his siblings anymore. They're not his sister. They're not his brother. They're just their hostess. I mean, a host is. So Tanira like, I know what a fucking host is. So you trying to tell me that fucking demons are after my fucking husband? So tell me this shit. If you at your full damn potential, why the fuck you just won't go straight to David and tell him this shit? So he was like, because I gotta fucking warn you. This is a very dangerous demon. These two demons are working together. Look, I know that y'all probably don't get why the fuck they want David dead, but he is the powerfulest thing on this earth. He's been powerful for a very, very long time since he stepped out of his mother's womb. God knew that he wanted David to take his place, even as a baby. He just had to watch him grow up. When David got hit by that bus, any regular person would have died immediately from the impact. That's how hard your husband got hit by that damn bus. God saved his life because he said, no, I need you for something. I can't let you die. You understand what I'm saying to you? So how many people you know get hit by buses and tractor trailers and they die right off of impact, just right away, immediately? I need you to understand how serious your husband is. Now, granted, he is still finding his damn way. He's still trying to find true love, and he gonna find it. But what you gotta understand, whatever decision he make, you gotta stand right beside him. 100%. No fucking around, no fucking other males. You gotta be right there by his side. Whatever decision that he makes, you have to be there with him. You cannot say, well, if he gets another wife, then I'm just going to go off and fuck another man. And you cannot do that because this will fuck everything up. Tanira, you have done a lot of shit. You have made a lot of mistakes. Don't start doing things to justify you being evil. Okay? Because you're not evil. So let's not play this evil card because it's already evil in the world right now. It's all over the place. We contaminate it with evil. David is surrounded around it. He can feel it. He can feel that he's surrounded around negativity. Why do you think he's fucking all these girls? He's trying to get his mind off that shit. Every way he turns is negativity or he's hearing some fucking bad news. You know what I'm saying? Now let's get back to the damn business while we here. Honey, you want to talk to Tanira? So Tanira like, you want me to talk to myself? This ain't weird at all. Hi, I'm Tanira. She's like, I know who you are. Look, I know it's weird seeing your future self. Listen, Tanira, I know you love David. And I know you care about him a lot. But you got to understand that Jermaine and Candace, which is not really them anymore. My husband already explained to you what is in their bodies. They're on a mission right now to come kill you, the babies, kill anything attached to David. And they can actually kill y'all because y'all are not like David. Y'all are not immortal like David. David can get shot up 1,000,000 times and come back to life. Y'all don't have that ability to do that. So what I'm saying to you is, she's like, well, why the fuck are y'all telling me this shit, getting me all scared and shit? Why the fuck are y'all not telling my fucking husband? Why are y'all not telling him? And you know what? I'm gonna call you, like, don't call him right now. They're not coming right now. These demons know that we're here. They're not gonna make any sudden moves until we officially gone. And we're not leaving anytime soon. So y'all safe. As long as we're here, as long as you see us here, you have nothing to worry about. Even when we go and talk to the rest of these famous girls, y'all will have nothing to worry about because they're not coming to harm y'all until they know that we're gone. Because we're powerful than them. They can't beat us. Hell, they can't even beat me. So we got to warn the rest of them, but we had to tell you and Jenna, like, I can't leave out this house. She's like, but if y'all say that we safe as long as y'all here, why can't I leave out this house? She like, because y'all just can't. We don't want to risk it. She was like, we don't want to risk it. We definitely don't want to say something and then something else happens. You know, like, these people, look, these demons will take risks. We're living in a time where people just don't care no more. They just like, I want to see if I can test the waters. I want to see how far I can go with this. So if we're not around, yeah, they might not show up, but we can't protect y'all if you driving around doing stuff. Because once them demons spot you, it's pretty much spot on. Just stay in here until we get a hold of David, and we will get a hold of David. So she's like, okay, so tell me why the fuck is this little kid here? Why is this little version of David here? So she's like, because this is the big plot. In the present universe, the same thing is happening to the other David. Look, your husband got to kill his brother and his sister in both universes. This is the only way that this future that you're looking at is going to exist. And I know how he doesn't feel right hurting his family members, but they're not his siblings anymore. So it's like, well, wait a fucking minute. What about all the rest of his fucking brothers and sisters? She was like, you don't have to worry about them. They're fine. The rest of his brothers are fine. They don't have no demons in their bodies. Not even his damn mother. It's just Jermaine and Candace. So she like, but why in the fuck take over their bodies? So she's like, you're asking a lot of fucking questions. She's like, because you just come to fucking here telling me that I can't leave out the house and my fucking husband, fucking siblings trying to kill him and shit. She's like, well, they not his siblings. How clear can we be? They ain't his siblings. You gotta understand that once these demons get inside of a person's body, that person is not the same person no more. They're never gonna be that same person anymore. I think your husband knew for a long time that that's not really Jermaine. All the stuff Jermaine been doing, you really think that that's the stuff Jermaine will be doing right now? I mean, why would Jermaine out the blue just block his brother from calling him? David ain't never do anything to him. So you gotta understand, all of this is coming from a very evil, negative place. And we're gonna set this shit straight. So I want to let you know, this little version of David needs to be here. Because if the David in the present universe get hurt, that means that your husband won't be here. So he has to kill him. He has no choice. So she's like, well, obviously he fucking dead because y'all standing the fuck right here. He obviously did it, right? Because y'all right here in my face, so he had to do it. So she's like, yeah, your husband did fucking kill his brother and say he did it. He definitely did it. But it's going to take some persuading because, like I said, he doesn't like hurting his family. So she's like, well, you need to go get his ass, okay? And tell his ass when you see him that he got daughters and shit that he got to protect. So fuck all of that. I don't want to hurt my brothers and sisters shit. They already after his ass. So you tell him from his damn wife that I'm telling him he got to do that shit. Fuck all the other bullshit. So she like, we'll delay the message. So I remember I'm driving to the girl Lay house, right? And I get there and I'm like, I'm at her apartment and I'm knocking on the door. She opened the door. She's like, David, what are you doing here? I'm like, look, Leia, I gotta talk to you about something. She's like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. So she's like, okay. Oh, what's up? I'm happy you're here. I'm like, it's like, wait, you want to have sex? Because I'm horny. I'm like, yeah, but do you think I disrespect girls? She's like, no, of course not. Why would you say that? You're sweet to me. I'm like, but Millie said that I'm disrespectful to girls. Like, okay, is this about her engagement to our ex-boyfriend? Well, David, to her, maybe you were disrespecting her by bringing me on set and stuff. And I don't know how y'all relationship was. I mean, I just came into your life 3 weeks ago, and I'm finding out I'm pregnant with your babies. I don't know where her anger is coming from. I'm not really Millie, so I can't really tell you where all of that anger will come from. But I can tell you from my experience meeting you and being in a relationship with you that you haven't disrespected me yet. I haven't felt that from you. So I'm like, hmm, look, I can't stop thinking about you, Lay, and I want to marry you. I want to ask to marry you. I'm really not good with, proposals and things like that, but I want to ask, will you marry me? So she's like, you know that I'm going to say yes, right? I mean, are you asking? Are you asking? I'm like, yeah, I'm asking you. She's like, this has nothing to do with Millie Bobby Brown getting engaged or anything, or Zendaya. This has nothing to do with them, right? I'm like, no, I was going to ask you anyway. She's like, well, yes, I'll marry you. I'm like, you will? I was like, yes, of course. You know my answer is yes. So I'm like, okay. She's like, well, do you want to have sex? So I'm like, yes. So I remember we having sex and it is amazing. It's really good. Now, after we was done having sex, she posted it on her Instagram and her Twitter and stuff, and even on my website that, that we're getting married, saying like everybody kind of found out that I'm getting engaged with her. And immediately Novana, now I don't know how Novana seen this message or seen her Instagram post because my girl like Lay, she's not following Novana, and she actually blocked her from even seeing her posts on Instagram and Twitter. So I don't really know how she even seen this shit or how she found out about it. Cause like soon as she posted this stuff, she gets like a phone call from Novana from a different number. So Novana, she's calling from a different number. She's like, I don't know who this is. Hello? She's like, hello, is this Lay? She's like, yeah, it's Lay. Is this Novana? Why are you calling me? So she's like, why are you trying everything to fucking piss me off? Why are you doing this shit? You trying everything you can to piss me off and it's fucking working. It's like, what are you talking about? So she's like, so you're engaged with David, so now y'all just mysteriously engaged. She was like, he just proposed to me. What is your problem? So it's like, you know goddamn well what my problem is. You knew that I wanted to be with him first, and you stole him from me. You stole him right from up under me. She's like, first of all, you had to be with him for me to do some shit like that. You was never his fucking girl. So how in the hell did I steal him from up under you? Girl, you sound delusional. So she's like, you were supposed to hook me up with him. How come you never just went through with your fucking word? She was like, you know what? I'm not going to keep hearing this shit from you. Nirvana, I told you that I was fucking sorry. Okay, now you don't want to be my friend because things changed, because I ended up with him and not you. She's like, you ended up with him because you're a shady ass bitch. You know what the fuck you did. So she's like, you know what? I am not going to explain this shit to you. I just like you, there's nothing to fucking explain. There's nothing to explain. So she's like, you know what, Nirvana, I don't have time for this shit. Okay, I don't. I don't have time for this because you know that I'm still your friend no matter what. It's like you're not my friend because a real friend wouldn't do what the fuck you did. You should, and see, a real friend would have went through with her promise. That's what a real friend would have did. She's like, okay, you want to fucking talk about promises? What about the time that I liked a boy and you ended up dating him? What about that? So that shit don't count when you did the fucking same thing to me? A long time ago, you did the same thing to me. Remember? And I still was your fucking friend. So please don't start all this bullshit because you did the literally same fucking thing to me. Okay? And I still was hanging out with you. I still was your fucking friend despite the fact that you was with a boy that I deeply had a fucking crush on. So let's stop this shit. You thought I forgot about it, but I fucking still remembered it. Okay? So let's call this shit karma. Because you did the same thing to me. Not once, but 3 fucking times you did that shit to me. Okay? So this one time that I do this to you, you have a problem like, yeah, but I didn't end up pregnant with those boys. I didn't end up engaged with those boys. It's like, well, that's not my fault. That's not my fault. Maybe you didn't pick the right ones. And maybe I just did. So you can just get mad all the fuck you want to, but you know what? You did the same thing. I did it. Yes, I did it. But you did it more than one time. And you never apologized for that shit. And we on the phone, and I'm still not getting an apology. She's like, you ain't going to get one. She's like, yeah, I know I'm not. Well, whatever. So she hung up the phone. I'm like, baby, I was just thinking. She's like, okay. We still engaged, right, baby? I'm like, yeah, of course we are, Lay. So like, well, what were you thinking about? Wait, let's put on Family Ties. I want to look at Michael J. Fox. I'm like, oh, you like Michael J. Fox? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, she's like, nah, I don't have a crush on him, but I just, like the show. I'm like, I know. I was thinking, what if I made him young again? I have a machine that can make people young again. She was like, you mean make Michael J. Fox a young person? He'll still have that fucking disease. I'm like, no, he wouldn't. I could create him young, but take that part out of his body. She's like, no, I don't think that would be a good idea. Look, David, let that man live his life. Let him just live, David. I know you care about everybody and you want to save everybody, but David, let that man live his life. He ran his course. I'm like, yeah, maybe you're right. She's like, I am right, David. Now let's focus on our wedding. Can we focus on planning a wedding together, starting a family, building a new future for ourselves? I'm like, yeah, we can start on this. Like, that is so happy to hear. So I remember, I'm like, where's your mother and stuff at? She was like, they ain't coming into a few days. I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, yeah, but my mom is mad at me because of this whole Nirvana shit. And I just told her on the phone, I'm like, Mom, you gonna have an attitude coming down here, you might as well not even fucking show up. Because I'm not gonna have you coming down here with an attitude. Because, first of all, Nirvana is not your fucking daughter. I'm your fucking daughter. So why in the fuck are you up there siding with her ass when she did the literally same fucking thing to me 3 fucking times? And I still was the bigger person and I still was her friend. Every time she did it. So you know what? Fuck it. I don't even care anymore because I know I didn't do anything wrong, and whatever. Like I don't care. Everything is always about Novanda and what the fuck she want. Like no, she's not always going to get her fucking way. For one time, things didn't go her fucking way, and now she's upset. Well, she's just gonna have to deal with it. I know I fucking had with all every time that she dated a boy that I wanted to date. I'm like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, I just don't think it's fucking fair. I'm like, I get what you're saying. I feel your pain, baby. It's like, like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even care. I'm like, you sure you okay, baby? It's like, I'm fine. So I get on my website. My fans, they talk about the engagement and stuff like that. So I got my earphones on and I'm listening to it. So that means like Lay, she can't really hear what my fans are saying because she's looking at family times and I'm like on my website, but we still in the bed together. I'm holding her, doing my thing. And this one girl, she's on my website. She went live and she was like, all right, so look, David just got engaged to the fucking Disney star girl. What the fuck is her name? The girl Lay. She played on that show with Queen Latifah. That's on Paramount and shit. She is a really gorgeous ass girl. She is very fucking pretty. So yes, she did confirm that she is like 3 weeks pregnant, almost a month, and David's the father. They've been filming this movie together, and they got a few more months to go with filming, but they definitely been, as they've been filming this movie, they've been engaging in a relationship together, like a real one. So yeah, they've been dating for a minute. And it's not like we just found out about this because we've been seeing them out on dates and shit like that. So it's not like we just finding out they're dating. You know what I'm saying? So David is engaged to the girl Lay. She played on that Disney show Raven's Home. Now she wasn't in every episode. She was like in a few episodes. She was like the curly haired girl that was like that went to the school and shit like that. She was like in a few episodes, not that many, but she was definitely in there. And she's definitely in all the episodes with Queen Latifah in that show, The Equalizer. Now y'all know that that's a fucking movie, right? Y'all know that's a movie with Denzel Washington, The Equalizer and shit. But I'm trying to figure out why the fuck they named that show that shit. But it's still a really good show. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's a good show. But yeah, David's engaged to this girl, and she's obviously pregnant, and I'm excited to actually see how their babies are going to turn out and stuff. I'm pretty sure they're going to be very pretty babies. Um, David is also dating that 12-year-old girl because David is 16. So that means there's a 4-year difference of them two dating. Now, this girl plays his little sister in the series, Teen Vampire Love. And some people had a lot of shit to say about David dating this 12-year-old girl because he's 16 and she's 12. Now look, and then y'all was like, well, if he got her pregnant, that's a shame. And first of all, I want to make this clear. That is not his real sister. That's not his blood sister. So it's like she's playing a fucking role. And y'all, I keep telling y'all, stop buying into fucking characters and shows. I keep telling y'all this shit. So y'all need to separate reality from fictional. By the way, that fucking show is number one on HBO Max. Everybody talking about that shit. That show is really fucking good. It's good as shit. I like the shit. But that's besides the point. The point is that David can date that fucking girl, whether y'all looking at the age difference or not. Let me draw out a damn scenario for y'all. If a 19-year-old date a fucking 40-year-old man, how is that any different? How is that any different from a 19-year-old girl dating a 40-year-old? Or a 17-year-old dating a fucking 30-year-old? I'm trying to figure out how is that any different. It's not. So what I'm saying to y'all, if that is what it is, nobody dates people their age. Nobody, and it's not a damn law that you have to date somebody exactly your fucking age. I mean, like, who said that shit? So if David is dating her, that's his fucking business. That has nothing to do with y'all. Y'all need to stop making shit your damn business so damn much. That shit is creepy. It's weird as shit. Y'all be all up in that man love life. Like, goddamn. Let him fucking enjoy that shit. Even if it is creepy or weird to y'all. So what? It's not his real fucking sister. She's playing a fucking character in a fucking show. I'm just trying to figure out why the fuck y'all take that shit literally. Y'all be sounding like weirdos on here. Like, really? Y'all be sounding like weirdos. He's dating his sister from the show. That's not his real fucking sister. They're not blood. What do y'all sound really fucking stupid. Y'all really do. And I feel stupid even responding to this dumb shit. I be so happy that David don't respond to y'all idiots because y'all fucking idiots. The stuff y'all say out your mouths is like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? Like, y'all just don't be making any fucking sense. So I remember, like, baby, everybody talking about our engagement. She's like, yeah. Well, I'm happy for it. I just got to tell my mom and stuff. I'm like, you going to tell him? She's like, I am. I'm going to tell him. I am. I promise. I'm like, you promise? Like, I promise, David. I am going to tell my mom and stuff about the engagement. So this one girl, she gets on there. She's like, y'all, I got some shit to say. I'm going to give this, first of all, let me just say this shit. Um, David is engaged to that Disney star girl. That girl Lay that played on that Ravens Home shit. She ain't playing like every episode, but she was in that shit. I think she played in the show with Queen Latifah. I don't really know the fucking name of it, but I know she played in that shit as her daughter or something like that. But yeah, she just announced that David proposed to her. So, and he knocked her ass up. I mean, I never would have seen the day of them two dating, but they are in the process of filming a movie together, and also you can just tell that they fell in love with each other. Um, I'm happy for them too. They probably gonna make some really, really pretty babies. But David is already a father. He got daughters already here. So now y'all don't think he proposed to this girl, Lay, because of because if y'all don't know, Millie Bobby Brown just got proposed to. So she's engaged to her ex-boyfriend. And then Zendaya, she just got proposed to. She just got back with Tom. So y'all don't think that he did this shit out of spite. But I don't got David doing this shit, but a lot of people think he's doing it because of him hearing the news about, Millie Bobby Brown being engaged and all this shit. I just don't really got David doing that shit. But what do y'all fucking think? I'm gonna let y'all say what the fuck y'all want to think. And don't say no stupid ass shit either. Cause I ain't gonna respond to no dumb ass fucking answers. Another damn thing. So David is also dating this 12-year-old girl that's in the series with him. It's called Teen Vampire Love, and it's on HBO Max. This shit is number one on HBO. I mean, are you fucking surprised? I mean, the fucking show is amazing. But there's people upset about this shit because they're like, well, they calling David a rapist. He is not a fucking rapist. David is 16. The girl is 12 years old. It's just like a 19-year-old girl dating a 50-year-old man. And that shit has happened before. A fucking 17-year-old with a 40-year-old man. This shit has happened before. This shit has happened before. So it's like, what I'm saying to y'all is like, if he's dating this girl, that's between them two. And y'all keep on saying all this dumb shit, but what I'm saying to y'all is y'all really don't know what David done been through, why he dates certain girls, or why he do any other fucking shit he do. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows what he been through. And I don't think David gonna fucking tell y'all. But I'm gonna say this to y'all. Y'all sitting up there judging this man. I think he get enough judgment from his family. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit going on with this man that David don't respond to. And I know eventually he has to see the shit. but he doesn't respond to the shit. It took a big damn person to not respond to half of the shit that should be going on online. It just takes a big man to do that. So I know if it was me and I was saying all this shit and people were saying all this shit about me, if it was me, I probably would have definitely responded to that shit. I probably would have definitely made that shit worse. I know my character. You see what I'm saying? Because I know I can't sit back and just not say shit. I know my character as a person, and I know if I'm seeing people saying all this shit and I'm just looking at it, there's no damn way that I'm just not gonna fucking respond to it. There's no way. I know me, and I know that I'm gonna respond to the shit. So David, he gets all my damn praises because I never seen a man just not respond to that shit. Anyway, I'm happy for David and his new engagement with the girl Lay. She is a very pretty girl, very nice girl. She's so sweet. And I mean, I think this girl is going to be good for David. She a very nice girl, and she all about David. So I think that this will be good. I think it's going to work out with her and David. I think they're going to be together for a little while because she really loved herself some David. So, y'all heard about Nirvana. Nirvana Robinson, that's the girl that played on Raven's Home. She actually was one of the stars on Raven's Home. She said that the girl Lay portrayed her because she did an Instagram live and she said the girl Lay portrayed her because she told Lay that she wanted to be with David and she said she was gonna hook her up with David, and then when she got there she switched it up and ended up dating David herself, and that makes her a shady bitch. Now hold on, I don't really think that that makes her a shady bitch because if any girl had an opportunity to date David, I think they fucking would hop on that chance. So we don't really know what happened when she met David. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what actually happened when they were talking. Like, maybe there were vibes, they were sending to each other. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what actually fucking happened. Nirvana don't fucking know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But that I do recall that girl Lay, she was on her Instagram live. This was a long time ago when she told us stories about how Nirvana crossed her ass and she still was gonna be her friend and all this stuff like that. And what I'm saying is, like, I guess if you did that shit to Lay, if you took a man that she wanted to be with and then you did it and you ended up being with the person that she wanted to be with, if you did that to her more than one time, because I remember Lay getting online talking about this shit. What makes you think, like, I don't think she did it to be petty, but what I'm saying is, like, if she did it to you, I don't really think that you should be that mad at her because you did the same thing to her. You know what I'm saying? More than one time. It's not like you did it one time. You did it multiple times to her ass and she still was cool with you. So it's like, I know if it was my ass, I would hate your ass. So I feel like I'm on Lay's side. I feel like Lay ain't do nothing wrong. And like I said, we don't know what David or Lay was talking about when they met each other. So, you know what I'm saying? We don't know. But I know the girl like 3 weeks pregnant now, almost a month. So they've been filming this movie for like damn near a month now. And they got like 2 more months to go, I heard, to filming, to finishing up the movie. But yeah, like, they together. And so we just going, like, I already accepted it that they're dating. Like, a lot of people just mad and upset that them two are dating and all this stuff like that. That's his girl. Get over it. Like, it's not, I mean, like, literally get the fuck over it. That's his baby. So I ended up having sex with my baby Lay, made love to her. And I actually I slow fucked her. I made real love to her, you know what I'm saying? And it was really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, Lay has been on my mind a lot, and I was thinking about asking to marry her for a while. That has definitely been on my mind. So after I was done with Lay, because she ended up falling asleep, I make sure all my girls, put on clothes or night clothes before they sleep. I go see I go see the Indian girl that's in the TV series with me, Selena. Now that's not her real name, but that's what I call her. But yeah, I go see her. I had to sneak through a window. I felt like somebody was watching me and shit. I felt like that shit. But I ain't paying no mind. And so she's like, David, hey. I'm like, hey, Selena. She's like, I want to go out on a date. I'm like, well, I mean, what about your parents? She's like, well, I'm gonna tell them about us. I'm like, you gonna tell them that I got you pregnant too? She's like, no, I'm not gonna tell them that part. I'm gonna leave that part out. I'm like, but what if they ask you if we having sex? Are you gonna tell them that we are? It's like, David, I don't think my parents are gonna take it that that 12-year-old daughter is having sex. So I think I'm gonna leave that part out too. So I'm like, okay, so what are you gonna say? She's like, I'm just gonna say I'm your girlfriend. And if they ask, are we kissing and stuff, I'm gonna say, yes, we are kissing and stuff like that, but that's all we're doing. I'm not gonna tell them that we're actually having sex, David. I'm like, okay. She's like, I'm gonna leave all that other stuff out. I wanna go out on a date with you, a real date. I'm like, you do? She's like, yes. And I don't care what people have been saying about us online, David. I love you. I'm like, I know you love me. I love you too, baby. She's like, so do you want to have sex with your girlfriend? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay. So we had sex and it was so good. We made love and I beat it up. I love having sex from the back, like doggy style. That's pretty much my whole MO when I have sex with a girl. So I remember she's like, all right, I'm gonna go talk to my parents now. They still up. I'm like, they ain't sleep. She's like, no. So she's like, they downstairs in the kitchen. I'm about to just tell them. I'm like, you gonna tell them now? She's like, yeah. I mean, it's better late than never, David. Baby, I need to tell them. I don't want to sneak around, being your girlfriend. I want them to know that I'm your girl. I mean, they're gonna already know. They probably already know because it's all on social media. People are talking about it all over their blogs. I mean, how can they really miss it? But my parents don't really get on social media like that, so maybe they haven't seen it yet. So I remember she goes downstairs and stuff. She's like, "Hey, mom and dad, can I talk to y'all for a minute?" They're like, "Yeah, Selena, you gonna tell me why you've been acting so damn strange and weird?" She's like, "Yeah, the reason why I've been acting a little strange is because, well, I have a boyfriend." So they're like, you're too young to have a boyfriend. You're 12 years old. You can have a boyfriend when you're 16. She's like, I want a boyfriend now. And I have one. It's David. So they're like, you mean the star of that new series that you're in, playing his little sister? You his girlfriend? So we trusted him, and he portrayed our trust by dating our daughter. She's like, well, wait, mom and dad, I wanted to date him. I asked him to be his girlfriend, not the other way around. So they're like, you asked him, are y'all having sex? So she's like, no. So they're like, are y'all kissing? She's like, well, yeah, we are kissing, but that's how we're doing. Look, dad, mom and dad, I want to go out on a date with David. They was like, that's not possible. So she's like, why? I'm a good kid. I know I helped this from you, but if y'all don't let me see David, I'm gonna just run away. I would just run away and be with him. And if you get me back, I'll just keep running away. Look, I will do whatever it takes to be with David. So either we just accept the fact that David's my boyfriend and let me date him. They're like, wait a minute. Ain't David like a trillionaire? Ain't he worth like $1 trillion? So she's like, yes. So they're like, yeah, he is, ain't he? He's very wealthy. You know what? You can date David. You sure can. But the minute that he breaks your heart, I will kill him myself. You be sure to pass that message on to David. Y'all two can date. Yeah, y'all can actually go on y'all little date. She's like, Mom and Dad, I do not need y'all chaperoning this date. I wanted to just be me and David. So they like, yeah, David seems like a responsible person. Yeah, we like, okay, he can take you out. She's like, thank you. So she goes upstairs and her mom was like, Selena, that's the only thing y'all doing is kissing. She's like, yeah, mom, that's it. That's all we're doing. So she goes upstairs in her room and stuff like that. And she's like, well, I just literally lied to my parents about the sex. I'm like, you feel bad about it? She's like, well, I know that they wouldn't have gone along with it if they found out that you're screwing their 12-year-old daughter. So I'm like, okay. She's like, so yeah, I had to lie. But it was for a good cause, though, for us to be together. And now we can go on a real date. I'm like, yeah, we can. It's like, and look, David, I hope you're not letting that stuff get to you, all that stuff on social media. Like, I hope you're not letting that stuff get to you. I'm like, no, of course not, baby. She's like, you promise? I'm like, I promise. So we had sex again, and then I told her I had a surprise for her. I left it in my car. So she's like, okay. So I remember I go to my car to get her surprise, and as I'm in my damn car, I see this damn shadow in my rear view. Like I see it, and it's my future self. He's like, "Wait, don't you scream, David. It's me. Well, I'm you." I'm like, "What the fuck? What do you mean you're me?" And wait, why the fuck you like a Super Saiyan? And who is this girl? Who is this little kid? So he's like, "You really don't recognize yourself as a kid. That's you." I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" And what do you mean you're me? So he's like, I'm you from the future, like way, 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 way in the future. So I'm like, okay. He's like, look, this future won't exist unless you do what we're about to talk to you about. It's very serious. I'm like, and what is it? Can it fucking wait? So they was like, no, it can't wait. There's somebody trying to kill you. I'm like, how the fuck they gonna kill me? I can't die. So they're like, you're right, you can't die. But your wife Tanera can. Your other wife Jenna Ortega can. Your babies can. All the other girls that you date, they definitely can. Look, you don't want anything to happen to the David in the present universe, do you? I'm like, that is a really dumbass question. Of course not. So they're like, you need to kill your brother Jermaine and Candace. I'm like, why the fuck would I want to kill my sister and brother? That's stupid. So they was like, it's not stupid. They're not your sister and brothers no more. They're possessed by demons. Think about it. You really think that the real Jermaine would leave the nation? You really think that he would do all this other stuff? He told you before in your face that he was in a dark place. Like, come on now. Did that sound like something the real Jermaine would say? I'm like, he's like, he blocked you from calling him? What did you do to him? Nothing. You didn't do anything to that man. What I'm trying to tell you is, Candace is possessed by a demon too, but they're working together. And because they know they can't hurt you, they're going to hurt things close to you. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So they're like, your your family is in danger. Look, with your brother and sister being possessed by demons, these are dangerous demons. Not just your family is in danger, but the whole world is. With you killing them and eliminating them, your future is going to start. This is going to be your future. I'm like, who the fuck is this girl? So it's like, that is Tanera. I'm like, I'm still with Tanera. So they're like, you know that you cannot leave that girl. Tanera is always going to be a part of you no matter what girl you date. You know that. She's the only girl that's actually really stuck with you for the rest of her damn life. So this feature won't happen. I'm like, all right, I get it. But why is that a Kim version of me? So it's like, because you got to kill your brother and sister in both universes. Look, the David that's in the present universe, he's in danger. You got to understand that from the moment your brother went back to the nation, that was never your brother. I'm like, what the fuck you mean that was never my brother? He was like, listen, your brother was always possessed by a demon. When he went back to the nation, it wasn't because of him. He went back to the nation because of you. See, you were getting strong. In the nation, you was getting strong. Everybody was talking about you, how strong and good you was getting, how you was changing, and everybody was loving you. And so he came back. But the reason why he came back, because he didn't want you to see your full potential. But as he came back, and then he ran into Nadia, which became his wife. I'm like, so are you fucking telling me that all of this fucking time, all of these fucking years, that my brother has been a fucking demon? Is that what the fuck you've been telling me? So he's like, yeah, that's pretty much what I've been saying to you. Well, what I'm saying to you right now, yeah, that's pretty much spot on. I'm like, and the same thing goes for my sister. She's like, yeah, that's probably why when you on the phone with her, she doesn't want to talk to you for a long time. You ain't do nothing really wrong to that girl. Look, David, I know how you feel about not hurting your family members, but they're not your siblings. They haven't been your siblings for a long time. I'm like, yeah, well, hold on. What about my fucking brothers and sisters like Varian and Dorian and all of those motherfuckers? He's like, actually, nothing's wrong with them. But Jermaine can possess them. He has the power to influence them to be evil and think negative. So do Candace. They're that powerful. Now, you got to get to them before they even get to the rest of your brothers and getting in their minds and their heads. Because if they influence the rest of your brothers and sisters to harm that David in the present universe, I'm like, they would never harm him. He's like, that's right, because you got to kill your brother Jermaine and your fucking sister. I'm like, so you said I got to murder them. He's like, that's exactly what the fuck I'm saying to you. You got to brutally fucking murder them. You cannot have no mercy. Because Lord knows they won't have no mercy on you. Look, I'm like, no, you done got me sold. You don't have to talk about my damn kids and nothing like that. All right, I get it. I got fucking murder them. I do it. Okay. No problem. He's like, you do realize what I'm saying to you. You do realize. I'm like, I do realize it. And you don't got to keep fucking telling me. What is he? I mean, come on. Like, he's supposed to be my full potential. How many times I got to be explaining myself? I just said I'll fucking do it. So he like, David, you doing the right thing. Another thing. I'm like, well, wait a minute. When do I actually got to fucking do it? So he's like, you don't got to do it right now. They're going to wait a few more months. They actually going to do it in the middle of summer. I'm like, harm my actual self in the present. He's like, yeah, you're going to have to actually visit that David in the present universe. Not right now, but soon. And you have to tell him, and you're going to have to warn him. Look, when you kill your brother and sister, you got to take that David place. So when they come and they thinking they getting that David, they actually getting you. Or they're going to be in for a surprise of their life. Like, you got to do this. The future looks very good for you. I know we look like Dragon Ball Z characters. I know we look like something out of a comic book, but that means that the future is beautiful for you and Tanira. And that girl Lay is actually in your life still too. I'm like, she is? She's like, yeah, she just didn't come. She's here. Well, she's in the other universe, but she's still in your life. And y'all have a really good relationship together. Look, David, you got to understand this future that you're looking at. I'm like, if you say that shit one more time, I get it. I got to fucking murder my brothers. He's like, no, you don't have to murder all of your brothers, just Jermaine and Candace. I'm like, I know what the fuck you saying to me. I'm not fucking retarded. So he was like, did we interrupt something? I'm like, yes, you did. Yes, the fuck you did. And now you saying this shit is really fucking my head up right now. So you telling me after all these fucking years, this whole time they've been plotting on my damn death, my sister and my fucking brother? That's the fuck. You know how fucking creepy and weird that sounds? My own brother and sister want to fucking murder their brother, their baby brother. He's like, they have not been your siblings for a long time. I'm like, I am realizing that shit now. Okay? I'm realizing it now because you're fucking telling me now. But what I'm saying to you is, he's like, because you are who you are, they knew the man that you were. You just didn't know it that. You just didn't know it back then. They knew that you were in a new Bible. They knew that God was going to come to you and choose you. They knew all of this stuff. I'm like, so you fucking telling me that they knew all of this shit was going to happen to me and they ain't never say shit? He was like, they didn't want to say any damn thing. They didn't want you to become what the fuck you are. You already at your full potential, but you got to realize that. You know that you are God. You know you got powers. You know all this stuff. And I know you know that a lot of people don't want to fucking do any damn thing with their life. They just want to be evil and party all day and make money. I know you know that stuff. I know you know that people only want to use God's name in vain just to make themselves seem like a good person. I know you know this stuff, which is why you don't want to come out to the world and let people know that, hey, I'm the new God, because you know that people would not look at you the same. They'll come to you for favors and asking for fucking prayers and all this shit like that. And I get it. It would be annoying. So you just sit back and just watch everybody kill each other. It's not your fault that this world is fucked up. It ain't your fault. It's their fault. Because they don't want to do any damn thing. They don't want to make the damn change. The change starts within your fucking self. And if it doesn't matter if you come out and tell them the damn truth, they are still going to be as evil as what the fuck they are. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't your damn fault. You did nothing wrong, David. But what I'm saying to you is you are actually doing the right thing by not saying shit. You actually doing the right thing by not doing anything about it and letting everybody do what they want to do. But see, David, with your sister and brother on this scene, they got something big planned. And now that you know what you got to do, we ain't going nowhere until you execute this shit. I'm like, he's like, why do you think your grandmother came back to protect you? You think she just came back for no damn reason? Your guardian angel, your grandmother. Why you think she brought your grandfather and your great grandmother with her? Her mother. They all wanted to protect you from Jermaine and Candace. Is it all making fucking sense now? Is it all coming together now? I'm like, yeah, it is. He was like, ain't they still around? I'm like, yes, they are. They still around. He's like, you know why? Because they know what's going to happen. They just didn't want to tell you. It's not their place to tell you. It's my place. And I'm telling you. I know it hurts. I mean, you can cry if you want to. I'm like, why the fuck would I cry? I ain't crying years. I ain't crying. I don't need to cry. He was like, David, it's okay to cry. I mean, I get it. You finding out that your sister and your brother is not really your sister and brother no more. They actually fucking demons. You can cry, David. It's okay. I'm like, he's like, I'm you. I have cried when I found out the truth. Newsflash, you already killed your brother and sister in the future. And you brutally killed their ass. I mean, you had no mercy on killing them. I mean, the things you did to them, I don't even want to tell you. That's how brutal it was. You have it in you to get the job done. All this anger is going to come out of you when you're doing it. Because all you wanted was love from your brothers and sisters, and they just couldn't give it to you. And if they don't know this shit, that is what formed you as a man today. Them not loving you, them not caring about you, formed you and made you the man you are today. So if they don't think that they have something to do with this shit, I don't know what to tell them, because they do. They have a big role in how you turned out. All of them do. All of your brothers, all of your sisters, they have a big damn role in that shit. Even your fucking nephews, they all do. Not wanting to claim you as their uncle or as their brother because they are not what you expected and stuff. Oh, I don't want to claim him because he's not the type of uncle I want. He's not the type of brother I want. That is complete bullshit. You are a fucking living God in a Bible, and they don't want to claim you. This is the shit that forms you and makes you think about, damn, well, goddamn, nobody loved me, so that shit hurts. So what do? You turn to sex. Sex is your other God, David. That's what you turn to. Sex makes you feel good. That's why you have so many girlfriends. You figured if you fuck all these damn girls, you'll find somebody to replace your mother, because you ain't never get that nourishment from your mother. I get it, David. I'm you. I understand. But eventually, you had to give all that up. See, David, you more than a damn movie star and a pop star. You are a God. You're a real living God that people pray to every damn day. People looking for answers every damn day, and you are that. Why do you think the original God, why do you think that he left this damn generation? He didn't want no parts of it. Go online, go on all these social media platforms, and you will see why God just said, I just can't do this shit. Because people are impossible to deal with. He knew that right now, today, it would be impossible to get through to anybody. Because everybody feels like they have the way. Everybody feels like they have the keys and the way to people's salvation, and they fucking don't. They go online. Everybody feel like they got the way. Everybody feel like they got the philosophy to change somebody's life. But in reality, they don't even know how to change their own damn life. They just got a whole bunch of fancy ass damn words. Words can't save a person's life. Fancy words can't. Actions can save somebody's life. And you're proving your actions over the years. How you don't talk about it, you're actually changing somebody's life. You going to go get Amanda Bonds and letting that girl live with you, that's saving that girl's life. You don't talk about shit for shock value. You live that shit. There's a million people that just let that girl rot in that fucking damn hospital. Just let her rot. Because that's how evil motherfuckers is. But would you want somebody to let you rot inside of a fucking hospital and suck you dry after you gave Hollywood the best years of your damn life? You know what I'm saying? So I get where your pain coming from, David. It ain't about if people don't understand you. It's nothing to fucking understand. You ain't doing nothing wrong but living your damn life. If a fucking girl don't understand you, fuck them. Who cares? Because in the end, you're going to have a decision to either save that girl's life or kill her. You the one that's going to be doling out the judgment. So they're going to have to see you again. No matter if they trying to avoid you and not see you, you going to have to look at their face again and dole out their damn punishment. And they're going to have to sit there and cry and plead and all this shit. I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. And they're going to do all that shit. And you ain't going to have no remorse for nobody, because it's like, you going to already know that they full of shit. So, I love you. You are me. I'm you. Just deep, deep, way, way in the future. I'm like, tell me something. How is the movie business in the future? He was like, it's still really good. You still an actor. You still doing what you do, and your kids are into that type of life. But you got your protection on them 100%. You living a really good life, David. You're in a good place. But to get there, You know what you got to do. This summer, we got to execute. I know it's kind of weird looking at your little self. I know that's strange. But I needed to show you this so you can see how serious it is. Because if you don't do this, there will be no little you. That means that you will never exist. And we can't have that. Because you need to be on this earth to get this mission done. You that important. Fuck what everybody else saying that you ain't important and you're a weirdo. No, you're a fucking weirdo for saying your brother's a weirdo. You a weirdo for not being there for your little brother. You the real fucking weirdo. Because a real big brother don't do that to their little brother. They don't desert their little brother when they need them. That's a real big brother or big sister. So you running around here calling your brother a weirdo, trying to make yourself seem cool, that's weird. That's strange. And if a girl can't see that, or a true friend can't see that, like, what are you doing? Why are you calling your brother a weirdo? That's family. You don't talk bad about your family. What type of weird people do that? Only fucking weirdos. So, we're going to be here for a while. We not going nowhere. Don't worry. Your little famous girlfriends and stuff ain't gonna see me or see Tanera. We'll be very invisible, but we will be here. You will see us a lot. You will see us a whole lot. I'm like, all right, I get it. Can I get out this car now? And they was like, yeah. You sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. So I'm like, oh, damn, give me that cat. They was like, oh, this baby cat. I'm like, yes. So I was like, leave that puppy in here. I'm going to get that puppy to lay. So I go in there and she's like, Selena was like, is everything okay, baby? I'm like, yeah, everything's fine. She's like, you look a little off. Like, you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, baby. She's like, okay, wait, is that a cat? Is that like a kitty? I'm like, yeah. It's like, David, you bought this for me? I'm like, yeah. So it's like, can I name it David? I'm like, you want to name it David? It's like, well, what if I name it both of our names combined? So I'm like, what would our names be combined? So she named it like both our names combined. I don't know how she did it, but she damn near did it. So she was like, David, this is gonna be my best friend. I mean, besides you, like this is gonna be my best friend. Oh, I don't think my parents gonna like. They didn't keep me away from you. They said we can date. I'm like, they did, huh? She's like, well, you know, I already told them, right? I'm like, yeah, you was just down there like an hour ago. She's like, yeah, what was you doing in that car for that long? It took you an hour to get a cat? I'm like, no, I was actually taking care of something. She's like, oh, okay, is everything fine? I'm like, yeah, Selena, everything's great. So we made love, and it was really good. And I remember I went back to lay because I had to give her puppy. And she opened the door, and I had the puppy, you know, in my jacket. And she was like, David, is that a puppy? I'm like, yeah, I got it for you. She's like, really? Oh, it's mine? I'm like, yeah. It's like, I love this puppy. It's so pretty. So she started crying and she was tearing up and stuff. It's like, okay, we need to name the puppy. I'm like, okay, what are you gonna name it? It's like David. I'm like, David. She's like, yes, I'm naming it David because this gonna be my other baby. I'm like, okay. He's like, okay, I cannot believe you got me a puppy. I love it. I'm like, you do? She's like, yeah, I love it. It's my puppy. So she's like, now, so you got me a gift and I didn't get you anything. Can we make love? So yeah, we made love with him, right? And it was really good. It was amazing. But then after we had sex, I was kind of like thinking, you know, about what my future self said to me and everything. And I ended up, you know, calling my wife Tanera. I went to the car, called her up. She's like, David? I'm like, Tanera, hey baby. She's like, hey. I'm like, are you still up? I didn't think you was, baby. She's like, I can't sleep. I'm like, did you get a visitor? She's like, yes. Your future self came, David, and me, my future self, and a little kid of you. I'm like, you seen all that? She's like, I'm still freaked out behind it. I can't put everything together. I'm like, yeah, I know. They came to visit me too. She's like, was it weird talking to your future self? I'm like, yeah, it was a little strange. It was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, David, are we gonna be okay? I'm like, we're gonna be fine, Tanera. I will never let anything happen to you or our family. I promise. She's like, okay. I'm like, no. What did you feed the babies? She was like, well, they can't eat baby food yet. I'm like, well, yeah, of course they can't eat baby food yet. She was like, I was thinking, David, after I have these babies, the second load, can we go on vacation just for a little while? Just me and you and the babies. Our babies. I'm like, I mean, if you want to. She's like, of course I want to. I want to rebuild our relationship, honey. I'm sorry, for me fucking up the way I did. And I know that I'm never going to do it again. But I just want to build my trust, or I want you to trust me again. And I want to build that back up. And I know this one vacation is not going to build that trust back right away, but I want it to be a start. All I know is that I love you. And seeing your future self and my future self, and then that little version of you, it all freaked me out. But it also opened my eyes and made me realize how much I deeply love you more than I ever loved you in my life. I'm like, okay. He's like, look, David, we have definitely had, some problems in our relationship and stuff. And I've fucked around and did stuff, and you did too. But I know at the end of everything, I would never want to spend the rest of my life with any of those males besides you. All I know is that you're the man that I want to be with forever. And that is true. I'm like, I know that. I know, baby. She's like, I love you. I'm like, I love you too. Is the baby sleep? She's like, yeah, they are. I fed them, and then you know how they play with them toys before they go to sleep. And they put themselves to sleep after I fed them. I changed them, bathed them, everything. I'm like, all right, well, I will be home. I promise you. It's like, okay. Oh, guess what happened right after your future self left and my future self? Guess what happened? The strangest shit happened. I'm like, what? She was like, Candace called my phone. I didn't pick it up though. I'm like, you didn't? She's like, no. I actually blocked her ass. And I blocked her on social media. I'm like, you did? She's like, yeah. I mean, they're trying to fucking murder us. And they're not really your fucking sister and brother. They're demons. They're portraying to be your sister and brother. That is fucking creepy. I mean, who knows how long they've been portraying to be your brother and sister? That means that they've been plotting for this shit for some time now. I'm like, okay, good. That's a good thing you ain't answer the phone. She's like, I didn't. And I want to let you know that if Candace or Jermaine try to call me, like, they ain't gonna try to call me. My own brother blocked me. She was like, oh yeah, Jermaine did block you. But why the fuck did he block you? Well, okay, it's not really actually Jermaine. Okay, well, okay. I'm like, look, I'll be home in an hour, okay? She's like, all right. I'm like, you gonna be up? Or she's like, I'm not going to bed. I'm still probably gonna be up. I'm like, okay. It's like, I really can't sleep. Plus, I just don't want anything to happen to our babies. I'm like, nothing's gonna happen to our daughters. Okay, Tanera's like, okay, all right. I'm like, I'll be home. I promise you. You just make sure that you up when I get there. It's like, I will be up when you get home. I promise. I'm like, okay. So I get out the phone with Tanero, with my wife. I go back in there with Lay. And Lay was like, she loves Family Ties. This girl was still looking at Family Ties. I'm like, you really like this show? She's like, David, I told you I was gonna be obsessed with this shit. I told you, get in the bed with me. So I get in the bed with her. It's like, this is gonna be us in the future. We're gonna have our family. That's gonna be me and you as the parents. I'm like, oh yeah, you want it to be me and you. It's like, it is gonna be me and you. I mean, I am currently pregnant right now. I'm like, yeah, you are. It's like, and they're twins. I can't wait till we have our family. I'm like, you can't wait. It's like, nope. I love you, David. I'm like, I know you love me. I love you too, Lay. It's like, did you fall in love with me the first time you saw me? Like when you walked in the trailer? I'm like, yeah, the first time I saw you, I was like, damn, I definitely had a crush on this girl. So like, I always had a crush on you. And I never told Nirvana that I didn't like you. I'm like, you did? It's like, I never told her that. She never asked me. She just went on and on and on about how she liked you and how she was attracted to you and how she wanted you all to herself. It was just all about her. If she would have asked me, like, if she would have asked me, Lay, how do you feel about David? Like, do you like him? Do you find him attractive? Then I probably would have told her the truth. But she never asked me. It was just all about her. So yeah, I mean, I did agree to hooking y'all two up or whatever, but I never said that I didn't like you or I didn't feel the same way she felt. I'm like, okay, it's like, yeah, 'cause she never fucking asked me. I'm like, yeah, well, she probably, I get what you're saying. It's like, and you know what, David? I don't even want to be her friend. I'm like, it's like, no, because there's so many times that I should have stopped being her damn friend and I was still her damn friend. I'm like, I get what you're saying. She was like, all those times that she did the exact thing that I did, but she did it first. And I could have been stopped being her friend, but I never stopped being her friend. So you know what? If she gonna let this situation define our friendship, then you know what? She was never really my friend, and I don't want to be her damn friend. So I'm like, she's like, because I'm your girl, and she's just going to deal with it. Well, soon I'm gonna be your wife, but she's just going to deal with it, whether she like it or not. We're together, and she's just going to deal with it. So I remember after I was done with Lay, because me and Lay was together, like in the bed, looking at Family Ties, making love and stuff. And then I remember I get in the car, and the girl that plays my, sister in the show, Teen Vampire Love, Selena, she calls me and she's like, "Hey, David, I love my kitty." I'm like, "You do?" She's like, "Yeah, it's really pretty. It's laying in the bed. It's sleep. It's like a baby." I'm like, "Yeah, it is a baby." She's like, it sleeps a lot. I'm like, are you gonna feed it? It's like, yeah, I know how to feed baby cats. Like they get little tiny little bottles. I know how to. She's like, I want you to come over here and make love to me, cause I'm not gonna go to sleep unless you make love to me one more time before you go home and be with your wife and stuff. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I went over there to make love to Selena, but yeah, I'm gonna stop the story here. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I told y'all if I stumble over my words and stuff, it's because I was nervous and still kind of fucked up from everything that I was hearing. But I'll holler at y'all later.